But now over into Colombia, as tensions are flaming between the Trump administration and Colombia. The United States has revoked a visa for President Gustavo Petro, the head of state in the Latin American country. Now, this is a story that surely went under the radar when it first happened. During Petro's visit in New York City for the UN's General Assembly, Petro joined a protest nearby the assembly in New York City that was going on about the war in Gaza. He spoke at the protest, and I quote here, "I ask all the soldiers of the United States Army, don't point your rifles against humanity," and continued to make one of the most reckless statements of all time that have ever been made by another country's president while on American soil, which is, quote, "Disobey the orders of Trump." A statement by another country's head of state towards the soldiers of the United States while in the United States to go against the leader of the United States, really, like, this story really is going under the radar because this is unheard of to do in any country. Now, Petro and Trump are no old football buddies here. They're not. They don't go way back. It's really just until recently. And it's a growing, quick history that's just really getting worse here. Earlier this year, Petro refused the deportation flights of Colombian citizens from the U.S., eventually giving in after tariff threats by Trump. And then earlier this month, the U.S. accused Petro of failing to cooperate with anti-narcotics partnerships, and now this. These comments made in New York City, they're pretty astounding. I can't remember any other foreign leader saying anything even remotely close to this unless it was on Twitter. And believe me, I've looked. I love trying to compare different things to people to put some sort of, historical concept, and I can't find it, really. And a little bit about Petro. Petro is Colombia's first left-leaning president who is a former member of the M19 movement, which, if you don't know, is an urban Marxist guerrilla group. And if you've ever watched the show Narcos that was about Pablo Escobar on Netflix, M19 was the group of guys who conducted the invasion of the Palace of Justice, where M19 took over Colombia's Supreme Court, destroying evidence, which resulted also in 44 people being killed, including 25 justices, who Gustavo Petro was a part of at the time. He wasn't at the siege himself, though, at that specific day, because he was in prison at the time for possession of illegal firearms. Petro's political history in the country remains a very heated topic, especially just 3 months ago in early June, where his rival political candidate of his, Miguel Turbay, the presumed 2026 presidential candidate he'd be running against, was assassinated at one of his own rallies, shot from behind. So, this stuff is heating up, people, When breaking news happens and a political leader falls or something happens and, when you look back, these are really big signs that it was leading up to that. If you think it's just the United States that's battling like this whole right versus left, left versus right ideological war, you need to listen to more broadly covered news outlets, because this is happening in Brazil with Silva, just as bad as in Colombia and in the United States, and also all across Europe, especially in the UK. And it's kind of like this ideological world war that's being fought throughout different regions. It's being fought really domestically throughout different regions in the world, mainly on the western half of the world. And like I said, if something ever big happens, when you look back, the writing's on the wall with some of this stuff, man.